Thursday. I think it's Thursday. And I kind of just want to hop on because I like coming on Thursdays live, interaction, all of that. Today I'm going to be organizing my bookshelf, which isn't really a bookshelf, it's more of a book drawer because I don't have proper bookshelves at the moment. So we shoved my books into drawers in the safe way as possible. So we're going to reorganize that. But before I do, open up our other drawer. It's a sharp one. So our current read right now for the book club is still the Book of Azrael. We will be changing that this Sunday. We're gonna choose our next book. I'm not done with that one yet. It's pretty good, but I haven't finished it. I've been so busy that I just like legitimately have not had time. So yeah. I feel like I'm like far away. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so anyway, we have an entire bookshelf of stuff down here, and I'm going to pick up my phone so you can see. Alright, this is our book drawer, okay? And some of you who are huge, like, bookstore nerds, don't get mad at me, okay? I literally just don't have bookshelves. I don't have that type of setup at the moment, so we do what we do with what we got, and we're just going to reorganize them. I'm going to talk about them, and we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to try our best. Okay, so first of all, I have an entire stack of Colleen Hoover books. Now, I know Colleen Hoover gets a lot of hate. I honestly didn't know about all the hate when I started reading her. I was like 15 and I just started reading any type of spicy book, and the first one I read was Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. It was a good book in my opinion, partly because I'm biased because it was my first one. But this is the book that does have the line about laughing at our son's big balls, which is just weird. I can't defend that. Like, I used to defend it, but I can't defend it, and it's just weird. And then my next one, I think, was It Ends With Us, which there's the movie about, and then It Starts With Us. I still like these books. I like that it talked about domestic violence and manipulators and everything like that. I do think it could have used a little more accuracy in terms of how, like, abusers really react, because a victim wouldn't normally like hold their baby and be like, oh yeah, so we're gonna get a divorce because like that baby wouldn't have protected you. You know what I'm saying? Hello to whoever came in. We're talking about books, and I'm talking about Colleen Hoover and how this book was interesting. Yeah, like most abusers wouldn't have held like the baby and been like, oh, I want a divorce, because that just would have put the baby in danger. Hello to the other 8 that just came in. I am talking about books with Colleen Hoover. I'm reorganizing my entire book drawer because I don't have bookshelves, and I'm weird like that. Feel free to pop in a comment and say hi. I will say hi back. So yeah, that's that book. And then I also read, hi Selena, nice to meet you. Welcome in, welcome in. What's your current read, if you don't mind me asking? Chris, I'm working in the book of Inagrina. Okay, nice. Hi Bruce, you're one of the 8. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Good. All right. Well, Chris put their current book, so if you guys want to put your current book that you're currently reading, I want to know what it is because I'm a book person. It's what I do. So let me know what you're currently reading. I read Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. This one wasn't bad. Echo. Okay. Never heard of that, but that's pretty cool. What's it about? Let me know what your books are about too, because like I would like to know. Heartbones is pretty good. All of Colleen Hoover's books sound the exact same, to be honest. So like, you know, there's that. Next we have the Book of Giants. Ooh. I'm assuming that book is going to be about giants, but I could be wrong. Like, what's the book supposed to be about? And then the Book of Jasper. So you're like in a series kind of thing going on, I'm gathering. What is the like main plot of the series? Rusty, Nora MacDonald biography. Instead of it being a normal biography, he lies in parts, and it's fun thinking that is interesting. That definitely sounds pretty cool, because like you have to like be very psychological about that and figure out you know, what's true and what's not. That's pretty fun. It's part of the Ethiopian Bible. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. I hope you have a good time reading those and learn things. I guess that's cool. So yeah. Then over here we have The Blooming Tide. This is another book club book, and it was not great. I'm not gonna lie. It was not my favorite book. Um, this guy kind of like in the end made fun of the main character for having ADHD and was like, "You're never gonna accomplish anything in your life," and that was a big turnoff. So all the stuff that they took out of the Bible. Oh, okay, if you read it, it will blow your mind. Though that's interesting because I've always been curious about how the Bible was written, many different because there's so many different Bibles, and so it's very fascinating. Um, Norm trolling from the grave, I love it. Yes, for real, for real. So that's Blooming Tide, and then are you guys into spice books at all? Are you guys like spicy readers? Because I'm definitely a spicy reader. And I also like women empowerment books. But like, what's your most normal genre that you normally read? One of the spice books I was trying to read for my book club was also Catch Me When I Fall. I did not like it. I couldn't get through it. It was not that great. It just had too much going on and not enough all at the same time. And so I think I might have cried because of that, to be honest. It just was not the best thing I've ever read. So yeah. If you're coming in and you're new, say hi in the comments. I want to see what you're doing, what you're reading. What's your guys' like normal genre that you read? Science fiction. Okay, that's nice. What's your favorite science fiction book that you've ever read? My nose is trying to run, so we're having a fun time. Okay, I've never read this book. It's the 5 Feet Apart thing. There's a movie about it. I want to watch the movie. I haven't read the book, so I can't speak on this one. Allie Hazelwood. I love Allie Hazelwood. She's pretty good. I have read Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood and The Problematic Summer. I have another book somewhere. I think it's up here. Yes, I read Mate by Allie Hazelwood. That is also good. Yeah. How's your guys' day going? What part of the baby Dune? Okay, yeah. My brother's a big Dune fan. He read all of those books, and I only watched the movies. The movies seem pretty good. My brother loves the books. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for the third movie that's coming out? Because I'm excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. Love the world building. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, and one of the things that my brother was like is because Dune, like those books were created before Star Wars was created. And so my brother's always been like, I feel like Star Wars just took a lot of stuff from Dune because there's so many different similarities. Well, so many similarities between the two things. So I always think that that's kind of fascinating because I'm like, yeah, they have a lot of like almost carbon copy similarities, except Dune came first. It's kind of cool though. Then I tried reading Recipe for Love for a hot minute. I tried reading that 3 times. Couldn't get into it. Was not my thing. Or Dune. You like Bradley? You like Dune too? Good. Dune is pretty good. I've still never read the books. I feel like I should just so I get more context because I feel like there's things I just like don't understand. But those movies are pretty solid. I can they're like forever long, but I can watch them and they're pretty decent. Um, what's like some other books you guys enjoy? So we have Dune, we have parts of the Ethiopian Bible, we've got other books. What's your top favorite book ever? Period. Point blank. Let me know. While I'm still figuring out how I'm reorganizing my drawer. Okay, so then I also read Torn by Carrion Cole and Tide by Carrion Cole. There's a lot of trauma in all of them, to be honest. They made me cry, and Torn is a little weird. Tide is better, in my opinion-ish, but they're both kind of like trauma. We have Ethiopia cuisine. That sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I have issues with food, but I love the idea of different cultural foods. That's pretty cool. I've always wanted to try Ethiopian cuisine. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. What's a couple things in Ethiopian cuisine that you like, and like what are they? You fell asleep the first time you watched the movie? Yeah, I can understand that. I had to watch it like 2 or 3 times to actually understand what was happening, because I didn't. And at that time, my brother hadn't read the book, so like he couldn't even provide further context. And so it's kind of like, I don't know what's happening. Stranger in a Strange Land. Okay, I have heard of it, but I have not watched it. Haven't ate it yet. They opened up a restaurant here in my town. Ooh. Well, when you do go, let me know some way because I would love to know how that goes. Yeah, I do love that there's more restaurants opening. I feel like in my town, we don't have my town's very rural and isolated, and we don't have a lot of culture going on. But we do have a couple new restaurants opening, which is nice because I feel like there for a while, like small businesses like just couldn't open because of COVID and everything. But it's nice to see that more people are opening up restaurants again, and I love that there's different cultural restaurants opening. It's very nice. Okay, and then I read the Twisted series. Have any of you read the Twisted series? Do any of you like spicy books? Um, they aren't bad. My favorite one is still the first one, which is Twisted Love with Alex Volkov and Ava something. Um, yeah, and then I like the Christian Harper one, which is Twisted Lies. It's pretty good. You're in college. I am not in college. I get that a lot, but I am actually not in college. I just graduated high school a year ago, and I did not go to college. I am working in my family business, which deals with social media and marketing. So that's what I'm currently doing, and I have a part-time job at my local winery, which I work on the weekends. So yeah. All right, is anybody here in college? What do you guys do for careers? If you have a career, which I'm assuming some of you have a career, but what do you do? What's going on? How's it going? Okay, and then I'm like a Colleen Hoover fan. So I do. This is not Colleen Hoover. I'm sorry. I'm a Penelope Douglas fan. Not the biggest Colleen Hoover fan, to be clear. And my favorite one by. There we go. I really love Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. It is like. It's good. I like it. It's a little weird, but I like it. And then Credence is pretty good. Definitely not for the week on that. That's pretty good. And then Five Brothers is also good. Love them. Penelope Douglas is one of my favorite authors ever. So there's all of that as well. Sorry, one second. Okay. But yeah, are any of you guys like in college? What jobs do we work? What are our age ranges? Any of that? College is honest necessary, especially these days, especially if your family. Yeah, I definitely think like if you want to be, like a lawyer or a doctor or something that definitely requires a further education at college, I would 100% say that you go. Or if you're in like a bad family situation and you never got the chance to have a higher education, then I would say go to college. And in general, like I have nothing against people going to college. It's just not for me. Like I just don't feel like wasting the money on it, especially when I wouldn't know what I would be going for. So yeah. Ooh, you do real estate, Bruce. That's pretty cool. Do you enjoy it? Are you just starting out? Is this like how long have you been doing real estate? Is it fun? I don't know much about real estate, so yeah. Tell me whatever it is you want to tell me about real estate, because I'm always here to listen. And then I've read Praise by Sarah Kate. Literally haven't read any other book by Sarah Kate, but it's a pretty solid book. Did the same thing. I went to college for a month, and when I graduated high school, I hated and left. Yeah, I do think that there is like that. There's still that stigma in society where it's like as soon as you graduate high school, oh, go to college, and I feel like some people still push that even if the student doesn't know what they want to do. It's like, oh, you'll figure it out. And college just isn't always necessarily for everybody. And I think that that's okay. Like, some people do better at trade school. Some people do better being an entrepreneur. Like, I think we just have to celebrate everybody's differences and not push people onto different paths. So, yeah. I'm actually a real estate business owner now as well. Okay. Real estate's awesome. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Is it, I've heard that you can make like a lot of money doing real estate. So is that something that you found to be true for yourself? Or do you like, and how does like, do you like talking to the people about real estate? What's like your favorite part about the real estate industry? Because I genuinely know nothing about it. I have a family friend who's like, I think one of the top real estate agents in maybe the country. I don't remember, but she's pretty good at it. But I still like know nothing about real estate because like I haven't tried to buy any properties, so I like don't know anything. Hello, everybody who just came in. Drop your current read or whatever's going on in your life because that's what we're talking about. The other book I tried to read was Tell Me to Stop, and it just is not good. Not yet, but I'll be getting commercial real estate with my business partners, so we'll be renting out large apartment complexes. The money will be excellent. That sounds pretty cool. I love that. I genuinely hope that works out for you because that sounds pretty awesome, and you seem to have a plan. So, get it, Queen. Pop off. To anybody who just came in, say hi in the comments. Drop your current read and whatever's going on in life. That's kind of why we're here. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. What made you want to get into real estate? Hello, how are you? I'm good, Ben. How are you? How's your life going? What's going on in your life? Do you have a current read that you're reading? What's your current career? Anything that you want to share? I'm here to listen. Yeah, so I tried reading this. Tell Me to Stop. It just didn't, like, there's like 5 books in that series, maybe 6, and it's all about the same people, and I just can't read, like, that much, that many books about the exact same people. It just gets boring for me, so I just can't do it. And then the other one I read that I really like is Until I Get You. This is pretty good. It's like a college romance, second chance romance, slightly, it's like strangers to friends to lovers to enemies back to lovers. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Celestial. Someone streaming doesn't look like they're having a mental health crisis and struck out for 3 days straight. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad I don't look like I'm having a mental health crisis. That makes me feel good. Yeah, I'm just here talking about books and life, so if you want to drop your current read or anything like that, let me know. Last thing you read was a snowblower manual. I mean, it still counts as reading. I hope it was good, at least. After you decided to leave college, spent most of your 20s wandering and chasing dreams, and your 30s creep up, you gotta start getting a little more serious. Yeah. I get that as much as I can. I'm not even in my 20s yet, but I can understand, like, finally figuring out what it is you want out of life and then going for it. So, yeah. Oh my god, books, that sounds normal and normal. Yeah, I really enjoy my books. I read spicy books though, so, just keep that in mind because I know some people don't necessarily like that, so just putting it out there. I've read Navessa Allen. I couldn't get through Lights Out, to be honest. Like, there was just some parts that were so slow, I just couldn't get past it. And then I've read Caught Up. This was pretty good. This is second chance romance. It's like enemies-ish to lovers. It's mostly just, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm a huge enemies to lovers fan. That's like the main trope that I enjoy, to be honest. It's my favorite. Period. So I've read Navessa Allen a little bit. She had a third one in that series that like just came out. I think it's called like Game On or something. And I gotta get it because I haven't read it yet. But apparently it's good. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. And then my last series, which has a bunch of books in it. Let's see if I can get them all out here without having an issue. There we go. Read A Psalm for the Wild Bill. I've heard of it. I have not read that, but you've read that, and that's pretty cool. What's it about? If you remember what it's about. Let me know what it's about. Sorry for you, those you left family business, you have a path to be done. That's important when you're younger. Yeah. I mean, I've been working in the family business about 5 years. I started before I graduated high school, and then when I graduated high school, I was like, yeah, I'll come on full time. And so I do that during the week. And then I just also work part time at a winery on the weekends to make money because money is ruling the world currently. So, you know, gotta make that money to buy future books and cars and a house and clothes and food. Food is important. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I've read LJ Shen. I don't know how we feel about LJ Shen. I don't know if we've liked LJ Shen. I don't know anything about it. But real estate, yeah. I know. Well, and I had somebody in my graduating class who was like they're gonna go into real estate, like they wanted to get their real estate license. And I don't know if they did it or not because they kind of had that like flighty personality, but they talked up a big game about it. And I was like, that could be interesting. I'm a people person, so I could do it. Buy real estate. I thought about that. I definitely think buying real estate is like probably one of the best investments to do. All right, your book is It's a Low Stakes Feel Good Journey that explores purpose and fulfillment, among other things, using a friendship between a human and a robot. Ooh, in a post scarcity society. That's pretty cool. Oh, thank you for your subscribe. Thank you. I'm glad you like my vibe. That's pretty cool. I appreciate you at JRELCB386. Thank you so much for subscribing. I genuinely appreciate that. Okay, so I read LJ Shen. I read her Sermons of Saint series, which has 4 books in it. And then she made a whole other series about the children of the parents in that book, in that series, which, oh shoot, I have them in not the right order. Okay, this one. Okay. And then, how did I do this? I don't understand. 3, 4. There we go. Okay, and then the second, like, generation series of this is All Saints. And it just basically is, this series is all of, like, the kids of the couples from the first series. It's kind of weird, like, just because they're all, I mean, to be clear, they're all 18. There's, all of that. But it's just a little weird. Slightly weird, I'm not gonna lie. And then the other thing I've read by LJ Shen, which is pretty good, it's also part of a series, but like a standalone series, is Handsome Devil. That was pretty good. Very big enemies to lovers on that, to be honest. Yay! Thank you. Appreciate that. What's your current read for all the things? Because I like talking about books. So what's your current read and what's going on in your life? What's your career? Let me know. We've just been talking about it. So I think that's all of the books that's in that drawer. So now I'm going to put them back in a reorganization way because that's what we're going to do. The thing is, land will always just be valuable. Landlord is a term that has dated back. Yep. Will be changing fast. 100%. Land is still valuable. I mean, a huge, like, controversial thing that's happening in my town right now is about AI data centers, mostly just data centers in general, is because AI has become so big, it needs so much, energy that they need these data centers on big plots of land, which where I live, we have. And so they're like, we want to come in and build these data centers, but our governor was like, if you do that, you have to hire the people in the area. So there's a big controversy about the data centers happening in my area right now. Also, to fit the theme of this channel, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene is the current book I'm rereading. Oh, all right, cool. What's it about? What goes on in these 48 laws? That's so absurd. I hope your town resists this. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, I don't mind if they come in, if they actually do what they say they're gonna do and like hire people within my area, because like, economic wise, boost all of that, that's great. But if the problem is the area that I live in, we don't have a lot of highly intelligent people. Like, I love the people that are in my town. I'm kind of lying, but like, I'm just not sure there's anybody here, majority wise, who has that level of like anything. So, yeah. It all begins with you, written by Ben Lang. Okay, what's that about? I've not heard of it before, and I'm just curious. So if you put a book in the chat, let me know what it's about, what the summary is, all of that, because I would like to know what those books are about. Alright, now I'm gonna start putting my books back in a different order because I have to do that. And so we're going to try to do that. Because I don't currently have bookshelves. I literally just have book drawers. And so I store them like this way. Like so they're this side up. And when I was talking to, I do talk to ChatGPT a little bit. It was like, oh yeah, if you do that, just make sure you like switch them around every 3 months. So I'm doing that. It's mainly about fighting your own battles and mainly breaking through addiction. That's good. Those types of books are always really fascinating and good because they're very similar but different at the same time. That's pretty good. I like it. Is there completely right. The jobs advertised for the centers are always embellished. Yeah, the demand on water and electricity is costly. Yep. Yeah, I know. That's always the biggest problem. Is it's like it's just always for me it comes down to human nature because I'm just like, are you actually gonna do what you say you're gonna do? Are you like releasing everything that's true? Because they've been holding a couple, I guess, like town meetings or town halls or something, trying to get people to agree to have the data centers. But like my town is like so firmly against it. Well, the people are. We have a couple like township organizations who are like all about it. So it's like it's a really hot topic right now where I live. And I don't know, there's just so much going on in the world that I kind of like feel like I can't even keep up with what's happening, to be honest. Speaking of, how is everybody doing with like, I know that there's a bunch of stuff happening in the world. So how is everybody doing mentally, physically, all of that? Okay, the 48 Laws of Power, by the way, it's about human psychology and how people respond to things. It's potentially dark book, but I believe it's important. Yes. Yeah. 100%. One of my friends sent me a reel about an experiment that was done, which was kind of like, it was a very dark experiment. And it had to do with the theory that male pedophiles would take better care of young children than like they would be in a foster care system. And there was just a lot that went on in there, but it was kind of fascinating but also scary. Like everything was consensual in terms of who participated, but it was just a very weird thing. But it was kind of fascinating to see. Good. How am I doing mentally and physically? This is the science section. It definitely is. Yeah, it's a little weird. I'm there's always something on the news. I try to just stick to what I know and how I go about the world. I try to just be a nice person and not add more issues, basically. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm doing mentally. Trying to just survive and talk about books and make people happy. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's fascinating but dark. Yeah, like I'm definitely one of those people who like I can totally understand when things are dark 100% and like are immoral, but yeah, I always find some of those just a little fascinating. You're too smart for me, but I would try. We're all smart. We're all smart in our own ways, and that's what's important. We're all unique, and that's the best part about life. Trying to like figure out how I'm actually reorganizing my books because I had them in an order and then I took them out of the order, so we're trying to put them back in any type of order, which would be great. Don't hype you up. Why? That's like that's my vibe though. Like I like hyping people up. It makes me happy. Yikes. Yeah, I took all my books out of the order and so we're trying to put them back in order. I don't even know if I'm putting them back in order. I'm kind of just putting them back, to be honest. So millennia recognize I'm generation more so the world for more for what it is, whereas boomers always see the world for what they I would agree. Getting educated, wish I had your knowledge, wish it were, but it wasn't. Yeah, I definitely there's such a big generational like I just struggled to spell knowledge. That's fair. That's why we have Google. Yeah, I definitely think there's a big generational like I don't want to say war, but that's kind of how it feels, where I feel like a lot of the generations, because I'm very much Gen Z, and I have another channel that I just kind of like talk about stuff randomly, and I've had people be like, oh, you know, you think you're so whatever just because you're Gen Z, like you think you invented all these struggles. And I literally was like, I didn't. I'm just complaining about them. But okay, like I definitely think that there's a big divide, and I know that I've gotten people be like, oh, Gen Z doesn't know how to do anything, they're lazy, they don't have a work ethic. And I'm just kind of like, who raised us? Like that's always my thing. I'm like, who raised the Gen Z generation? Because it was the generation before us that did that. But no one wants to hear that. It's a generation, yeah, for sure. Yeah, boomers and Gen Z, millennials and Gen Z. Yeah, it's pretty like, and it's actually kind of funny because the winery job I work part time, they had another Gen Z person that got fired or let go or something, and I kind of like replaced them. And I felt like there was some like hesitation to me coming onto the job, and then I found out why, and I was just like, okay, not every Gen Z person's like that. I promise. Like I know how to hold my own. We're not gonna have an issue. I'm not like that. So like and then it's like when you get somebody who makes a bad example, then it just becomes even harder to like show that you're not one of the people in general who doesn't have a bad work ethic. You know what I mean? So I was born. You were born in 05. I'm pretty sure you're Gen Z. I'm a 2007 baby. My brother's a 2003 baby, and we're both Gen Z. So if you're 05, you're Gen Z. Anything that's like newer is like Gen Alpha. Yeah, Yahweh. Nick, what is YNS? I don't know what that is. Sorry. I would like to know what that is, but I don't know what that stands for. And so I wanted to ask what that stands for so I can actually like, you know, talk about it. Yeah. Yes way, dude. You are Gen Z. So do we have a lot of Gen Z people in here? Or I know we have a couple millennials. I know we have a couple older people. Like what's our age ranges, people? Where are my books at? Where's the actually, I'm very optimistic about Gen Z. Boomers told me as a million growing up that I was the worst generation. Yeah, so I was promised I wouldn't talk shit about Gen Z. Yep. That's what he meant. Got you. Okay. I think I understand. Aiden, can I ban you? Why would I do that? I don't know if I can or not, but like, are you going to be a cause for concern? Like, what's the thing there? Just kind of curious. Yeah, I know. I try very hard to like not like I'm already older, and I try very hard to not talk crap about the younger generation because especially right now, like they're being born into such a hot mess of a world that I'm like it's worse than when I was a kid, and that wasn't that long ago, and I'm just like, that's not great. So yeah. I also have something to channel I get paid on to talk about politics. That's pretty cool. I won't shamelessly advertise it for say what I probably vote for, but politics really highlights 100%. Like, and it's such a big thing too, because like there's just so much happening, and I don't even know how to, yeah, but yeah. Is 13 young? I mean, you just started being a teenager, so you're, I mean, technically yes, because you know, yeah. Who likes being banned? You try to get me to ban him and don't even stream dudes. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Nick. Because I was like, I don't understand. Yeah. I mean, 13 is technically young, yes. Guys, we almost have my freaking thing done, which is great because I've been procrastinating doing it forever. Aw, shucks, yeah, sorry, Aiden. I don't know, man. It's just great. Yep. Yes, it is. Yeah. I don't even know. But yeah, state of the world, life. Am I too old to be watching your live? I don't think so. I mean, I I wouldn't say that you're old. By the way, are you a fan of the Lord of the Rings series? Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest. I have never watched or read or done anything with the Lords of the Rings series. I tried to read The Hobbit, I think, and I just couldn't. Like, I just couldn't do it. I didn't like sit down and read that. So I can't say I am a fan, but I can't say I'm not because I haven't really like taken the time to invest in it. Are you? I feel like you might be. What do you like about it? So confused right now. My room is just a bed in the corner. I mean, at least you have a room. I don't know. You're 20. That's cool. Good for you. If you wait, didn't you say you were born in 2005? Oh wait, that would yeah. My God, never mind. I can't do math. Yeah, you're fine. I don't really care. You're good. I'm not here to judge you based on your age. He's old as shit. He's only like a year older than me. I read The Hobbit in 5th grade. Actually, you loved it. Okay, I have the book. I know I should read it because it's like considered a classic. My brain is not there. But you liked it? Okay. If you liked it, I will have to read it. Your birthday's next month. My birthday's also next month. Hey, look at that. Nick, he's 47. Okay. You haven't gone to school in 3 weeks. Are you sick, Aiden? Or do you just not want to go to school? I mean, either one is valid. I had to switch schools when I was after 9th grade year. So, you know, if you're not big on school, I literally can't even like blame you for that because school is pretty like in-person school is kind of eh. You look 37. Honestly though, I have the same problem. I don't think I look 37, but I always get people asking me if I'm older than I am because a lot of people assume that I'm over 21, and so when I'm out with my family, I'm always like the DD, as in the designated driver, and the person that we're around will be like, "So what can I get you to drink?" And I'm like, "I'm underage." And then they're so shocked by it. Tolkien can be tough. He sometimes takes 3 entire pages to describe a tree. Oh boy. But the story of the Lord of the Rings is epic. Alright. I'll read it just for you. How about that? You look 37, never go to school anymore. I just moved and I can't get enrolled because the counselor or whatever is sick. Oh, I feel like they should have like a backup plan for that. I don't even feel like that should be like your fault. Like, how does that even work? That makes no sense. Facts, no one believes how old you are. I know, it's like, it's pretty funny because like, my brother and I will often get mistaken as a couple. Like, I'm not even kidding you. A lot of people will be like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are just such a cute couple," and we're like, "Dude, we are siblings. This is not Alabama. No hate to anybody who lives in Alabama, but like, no, yeah. You got your GED, Nick? That's good. GEDs are great. By the way, I read that concluded Gen Z is aging faster than previous generations. How? Well, yeah, I would agree with that study. Definitely aging faster. 100%. I would agree with that. I mean, it's always been true that the environment that you're in does have quite the impact on you. So, like, in a stressed out environment, you know, we are gonna definitely grow a little faster, adapt a little faster, because what else do you do when you're stressed? Yeah. Does anybody else have like an age thing where they get mistaken for a different age than they actually are? Because that is just so relatable. I can't even. You've been homeless since you're 11, but you're good. You're good now? That's good. I'm glad you're good. One can't afford lots of stuff right now. Yeah. We are definitely living through a very difficult time. Stress does do it, yep. Nick, you look mad young and you're not. I mean, fair enough. That's a thing. I feel bad for you guys when Gen Z are almost on the same side in the war against the boomers, millennials are the last generation that got to experience optimism. Yeah, well, and one of the things that like my brain goes to is I'm like, some of the generations before us, I feel like just didn't experience enough trauma, and that sounds horrid, but let me like, explain. Because I feel like if we actually had a little more, slightly more trauma, we wouldn't be in this situation where it's like everything is like blown up all the time, because one might learn from trauma, but I don't know. I think it's all probably inevitable that it's happening just because history loves to repeat itself, especially when we stop teaching our children about it. So, yeah. Nick, how old are you though? Now I gotta know. Whether you're looking mad young or you're not. No, it's true. Yeah, it really is. It's like, So I know some of you do real estate. What do some of your other guys' careers look like? You're 34, Nick. Fair. And how old do people think that you actually are? Because that's like a neutral age. Like, I don't know. That's a neutral one. Yeah, it definitely has been happening for decades. Mm-hmm. Your mom sells mobile homes. That's pretty cool. Does she enjoy that job? You look 27, maybe. Okay, that's not bad. So you almost look like 10 years younger. She works for a place called Cavco. I've never heard of that before, but that sounds pretty cool. Hopefully she enjoys her job and everything like that. Yeah. Age is a funny thing. It's a really funny thing because, like, we have people who are like, oh, age is just a number. And then we have other people who are super obsessed with age. And then we have people who shouldn't be touching certain ages, and they do. And so, yeah, mom's 48 but looks 30. Yeah, it is. There actually has been scientific research that suggests that women actually age better than men. Yeah. Take care of a fire prevention most restaurants around. That's pretty cool. What does that look like? Like, what does that job entail, per se? What's her number? My mom is, I think she's gonna turn 53. And she's like, she looks like she's 30. She's always looked like she's 30. I don't know if that was the number you're looking for. I don't know whose number you're looking for, actually, but I'm just gonna blurt that out because sometimes I feel socially awkward, and so there you go. Okay, yeah, that's where I thought you were going, and then my brain, like, absolutely had a brain fart, and so here we are. I woke up like an hour early, and so my entire brain is having an entire moment. Do any of you guys play sports or do any type of like physical activity? Because I play pickleball, kind of twice a week, definitely at least once a week. You have Gen X mom. She probably loves 90s music. She actually likes she definitely has a lot of music she likes more from the 2000s, but there's a couple songs she likes from early on. You played football and soccer, cool. Okay, so you clean hoods and industrial kitchen fans, so I'm always up on the roof no matter the weather, except if there's lightning. Well, I'm glad you're not out there in lightning, because, like, we wouldn't want you to have, lightning strikings. So that's good. Do you enjoy your job? Is it something that you enjoy? You used to compete in powerlifting. Okay, that's pretty cool. I love that fun fact. Did you enjoy it, or did you not enjoy it? Do you still do any kind of powerlifting? You do jail workouts? Still, if that counts. What's exactly a jail workout? Like, is it a workout someone would do if they were in jail? Is that like the thing? You're gonna do tennis and cross country? Okay, so my brother did tennis and we both did cross country. Cross country is pretty awesome. I loved it. Running definitely makes you feel like you're dying, but I loved it. It was really good. And my brother really enjoyed tennis. Calisthenics. Okay, I got you. I know what you mean, Nick. I do a couple calisthenic things as well. I'm trying to make a comeback in it, but you tore my pec bench pressing fears back, so it's been tougher. Yeah, definitely having certain like important injuries can make some of that a little harder or more stressed, but I'm sure you got it. One day at a time, as they say. And listen to your body, obviously, because that's important as well. Yeah, in high school I did cross country, swimming, and then I tried a year of track. I did not enjoy track. I was a high jumper and a hurdler, and my coaches were disorganized and could not communicate clearly at all. And so that became very annoying. Your dad was in the Olympics for tennis and he was in high school. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a flex right there. You broke out your fear of heights, lost 100 pounds. So yeah, I love my job. Well, that's good. I'm glad you love your job. Loving your job is good. Yeah, heights is always a interesting fear. I more have like intrusive thoughts about like, oh, what would happen if I just jump? But like I'm not I definitely yeah. Running has always been awful. Honestly, fair. Like after I had an interesting cross country experience and I haven't really run consistently since. And anytime I do try to go for it, I'm like, why? Why did I think this was fun? I don't know why I'm on a science channel made me feel like a first day at college. The fun fact about this, Nick, is I'm not even a science channel. I literally talk about spice books. Like that's what my actual channel's about. But like in lives and stuff, I just talk about whatever. It's like, but I'm glad that like this is your first day of college and it's lit. So we're doing something right. You love heights, Aiden, especially roller coasters. Yeah, I can get down for a good roller coaster. My mom is not a fan of roller coasters though, so kind of sciencey though. Yeah, slightly ish. My brain slightly. Lyrics up on Edward enjoy the scenery most. Usually 100 feet plus. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think that's really cool. Spice books, kind of spice books. You're not into that. When Minotaur, I don't know what Minotaur one you're talking about. I haven't read it, at all. But yeah, so I like all the books I talked about were spice books for the most part. I have read. I'm just gonna open my drawer. What's a book I'm currently reading? There we go. I'm currently reading the Book of Azrael, and it's definitely got spice in it. But yeah, that's kind of like what I read. There's romance in there. It's all consensual stuff. Um, yeah. You've been on 126 roller coasters. I don't know if that's a high number or not, but that sounds high to me. So like, congratulations. I think tallest one was top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point in Ohio. Nice. That's pretty cool. I've never been to Ohio, but that's amazeballs. Azure, that's a dope ass name. It is. It is. It's pretty cool. And the book finally got interesting. But the thing I didn't know when I got the book, because it's for the book club that I run that we're reading, and I didn't realize it was a part of a series that has at least 3 books in it. And I'm like, I struggle with book series. I'm not gonna lie. I get like kind of bored, but it's good so far, so we'll probably have to read it. You make music, so you might hear it soon. All right, Nick. I will look out for it. So if you do, let me know or I'll find it because I'm resourceful. Aiden, it's 400 and plus feet. Okay. I'm assuming that's what you meant. That's pretty high. It's pretty high up. Do you like enjoy the thrill of the height? Like, what's the best part about heights on roller coasters? Oh, dude, you're so good. Thank you so much for coming in. And yeah, go get some rest. It's 3:10 a.m. Where are you? Are you like? I think you're behind me, but I don't know. It's the view, Aiden. Yeah, views are very nice. 100%. Yeah, I love views at heights. They're very pretty. It's 5:48 now. Oh, okay, so we're probably like on the same time. I was just like, we're got you. All right, well, sleep well. Don't die. Hopefully, come in next week. I'll probably do the same time. So, all things. Thank you for coming and for subscribing and doing all the things. I appreciate it. It's 4:48 for you, Aiden. So you're an hour behind me. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Actually, I always am curious about. Yes, you too. Be safe. I don't even know how I got this website. I don't know either. Good night. I'm always like never sure how you guys end up in my lives because I don't know how that works. I just like hit the button and then boom, here we are. Where were you to begin with, Nick? Like where'd you even start? Because I don't actually know how you guys get here. I don't know. Because I'm on YouTube right now. So if you weren't on YouTube, then I don't know how you got here at all. Okay. Then yeah. That's probably, I mean, I still don't really know, but yeah. Do you have a VR? I do not. I feel like being into Spice Girls super Gen Z girl thing. I don't remember these mirrors being as in them Gen Z girls are, but like that just could be my. I follow a lot of people who are older than me who are into spice books, and I have quite a few people who are older than me follow me about spice books. Um, I definitely think it's become more, I don't want to say trendy, but more like apparent or obvious as younger generations talk about it. But uh, yeah, I'm definitely not the only generation reading them. Have you ever read Restaura? I have not. What is Restart? I have not read it. What is it about, Aiden? Just kept scrolling and I saw some weird shit. Okay, I mean, fair enough. What did like the weird shit look like? Like, what was that? Was it like an icon? Was it just me babbling? Like, what did that look like? And Aiden, what is that book about? What does it talk about? Is it like, what's it about? Also, are any of us in here Tron fans? Like, did we ever watch the Tron movies? I think they were books too. I'd never read the books. And did anybody watch the new Tron movie? I think it's like Ares Tron or something. Fair enough. I remember my first time dating a Gen Z girl who was born in 2001. She told me she wrote smut. No clue what she meant at first. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think smut's becoming more popular, which is kind of nice because there also is now like a little bit more parameters around it because there's been a couple books banned that just like they were not okay. So I do think that there's a couple more parameters about it, which is great. Not even weird. Oh, thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like I'm weird, but you know, I appreciate that you don't think I'm weird, so that's great. What time zones are we all in? Now that I know about that. So dark side of the internet, so I stayed here. Well, I'm definitely not the dark side of the internet. I'm just a girl who wants to talk about her books. That's like literally that's my entire channel, to be honest. There's not much dark stuff I go into. Science channel is safe. Yeah. It's definitely better than some other places where you could talk about I don't even know, like the manosphere. Does any of you guys listen to the manosphere? Have you guys seen the documentary about the manosphere? I don't know how many of you actually listen to any of those things. Your Central Time, Aiden? Fair enough. That would make sense, because I'm pretty sure you're an hour behind me, so that would make sense very much. Is any of us in a different country other than America? If you are, that's totally cool. I just am always curious on like where my audience is from, so you want to drop what country you're in, that would be cool. That stuff is just like internet tabloid crap. For real. I don't remember what it was, but yes. Okay, well that's interesting, Nick. Well, there we go. Yeah. Gotta love the things that we randomly pop up on, to be honest. I can relate to having a random trauma moment with some of that. A couple years ago, I was on TikTok and it was like, oh, hey, you want to see a different side to TikTok? Press this link. And I did. And I've regretted it ever since. And I stopped using TikTok. You were born in California, but moved to College Station, Texas. Nice. Do you enjoy Texas? Is Texas fun? I don't know, but I bet you do. The dating show podcasts are amusing at first, but I can only listen to them version they all got me. Yeah. I can never like I love reality TV because that to me shows me like more examples of what to do and not to do when it comes to dating or like marriage, but like actually listening to a podcast about relationships, I can't get into it. I'm not gonna lie. And I agree. They kind of got my nerves because I'm just kind of like, that's wrong. If you kept going, I mean, I have ever been the same again. I mean, fair. That's pretty fair, Nick. I can't even tell you that that's not fair because that is fair. Yeah, there are just some things that you just have to walk away from for like the safety of your brain and your innocence or your everything else. I don't even know, but yeah, it got bad. Well, I'm glad I could provide a better experience than that. It's all too yeah. I can tell you what they think or what they're attracted to, but really, yeah, I would 100% agree with that. Like, haven't you guys watched Love is Blind or Married at First Sight, or there's a new thing out on Netflix called Age is Just a Number, I think. Um, but like in all of that, you always see people who are like, oh yeah, I want this and I want that. And then as soon as they're like put into reality with that person, it's like actually what you want is entirely different. Yeah. Like a great example is, so if you have watched Love is Blind, on there was this guy named Chris, and like in the pods, he was all about like Jessica, I think her name was, and like they were good and like everything seemed fine, and then they got to like the apartment situation, and then he suddenly was like, yeah, I'm just like not into you intimately, and I really want somebody who works out all the time. This girl is like a doctor and is making bank, and he's complaining about like the fact she doesn't work out all the time, and girl is gorgeous. It was insane. Beastars, I have not watched that. What is that about, Aiden? Let me know. Yeah. Speed dating coach describes something similar, so people always write down what they want. And also why I decided to date someone who doesn't match any of it. Yeah, that is like one of the biggest problems I feel like we definitely have in our society is like we'll write down something and then we like forget about it, or we'll have this idea of what we want and then we see somebody come along, and I think some of us are just like so happy to be chosen by this person that we don't actually stop to consider whether they're actually good for us or not. I think that's 100% something that happens. Remember, guys, don't settle. Always choose somebody that's actually good for you and not toxic. Yeah. Relationships are interesting. Well, and the other thing too is it's like I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be in a romantic relationship, and like that somehow is more important than any type of friendship or like family relationship. And so it's always a little weird to me because I'm like, we could just not be like, why do romantic relationships have to be put above everything else? It's one of the like, I don't want to say it's the cheapest type of love, but it kind of is, because it can come and go, whereas like other types of love I feel like stay for longer and are a little more important. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, so nowadays that's another thing about agency these days, smartphones, social media, and dating apps. Yeah, I think that all had an issue, and I just think there's just so many like societal constructs that need to be fixed in order to people to feel happy and like actually want to be in a relationship. Because like I'm turning 19 next week. I've had one relationship and I don't really want another one right now. Like the idea of actually dating somebody kind of makes me want to throw up a little bit. I can't even lie. Too much explained, but basically the story in the world of carnivores and herbivores. Well then, oh, is it like the? Okay, there is a thing out there. I think my brother read it, and it had something similar. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but yeah, for real, Nick. Mm-hmm. Period. Yeah. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you know my zodiac sign, so there we go. Yep. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't even have enough time in the day for me. Like I barely have enough time in a day for like the friends I actually do have and talk to. All right, thank you so much for coming in, Aiden. Be safe out there. Have a good day. All things. I'm gonna end soon anyway, so you're good. Um, yeah. Relationships take so much time and effort, and I'm just like, I don't have any of that at the moment, so I just choose not to. Feel like watching it again. It's a great show. Okay. Well, let me know how it goes. Do do your thing. Have fun. Hopefully you get enrolled in school soon. Bye. Yeah. I don't even know, but yes. It's all a lot of things in the world just feel kind of like exhausting. Like even like I'm, as we know, like I'm a big book person, but sometimes choosing a new book also feels exhausting. You're a Sagittarius, and I felt that way in relationships my whole life. Yep. They do, and then it's like, and then sometimes I feel like you just put so much time into a relationship, and then it's like and that person like isn't who you thought they were, or they do something that's just kind of like, how did you even come to this conclusion? So I hate most humans. We have a bad friend too. My sons, yeah, 100%. They are like, yeah, human beings are not always the best thing on the planet. Alright guys, my live is coming to an end because I try to go live for an hour. We've definitely hit that hour mark. Sometimes important, sharing a bed sucks, sharing food sucks, houses are too expensive. Yeah. Independency is 100% important. So like in any relationship, you should also be able to have your own like life going on. Yeah. I wouldn't want to share a bed. I like my bed. I like my food. Yeah. It's just not worth it. 100%. All right, but I am going to end the live now. So thank you all so much for coming in. I really appreciate it, and all of the participation in chat. I love it. Um, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I may or may not see you next week. I'm going live at the same time, so I will see you when I see you. This is awesome. Peace out. Have a good day. Don't die.